Hey guys, it's Burgers here, and today video we're going to talk about one of the crushers in Watcher of Realms, and this is Khamet. Of course, I'll give you my personal opinion over the stages I go with this hero because he was the great booster in my progression game. From there, we're going to go, of course, over the progressions in Watcher of Realms and what counts the most in Watcher of Realms, what you have to know. And finally, we're going to talk about Abomination, and we're going to test him and also see the might of Abomination in the different places where he's not so much seen and not so much used. I'll give one example. This is a gear right one. Normally there you just need AoE damage heroes, but I think Abomination can also find a place there. It's not only artifact material rights, and of course it's not only for example guild boss. Abomination, the might of Abomination, the greatest free-to-play player legendary hero, is absolutely awesome. Khamet is one of my favorite heroes, and at the beginning of this game, you get different heroes. Sometimes you get epic ones, sometimes you get legendary heroes. My first legendary heroes was Elwin, the second one was Zeus. I was so happy back in the days for the Zeus, because in every game when you start playing, the most important things is your weapons. Even again, in every game, the weapons is the main source of power. And I was so happy when I get Zeus, and I tried to make some progress in the gear right one. Of course, I was having also the pack. I buy the pack for Eona, and I was going in the gear right one, but I didn't actually have big work in the gear right one. I think I go at the stage 12 or stage 13, not quite sure. But the things that change is actually when I pull Khamet. I didn't know that much about the Khamet back in the days. He was looking pretty decent, looking over the skills. Okay, these skills, 400 AoE damage lasting 26 each attack, looking absolutely phenomenal. But back in the days, I didn't have that much gear. I didn't have gear. And when I actually start getting some gear, of course, I didn't have dust. Right now, I think I have so many dust, like close to 5,000 of this dust. But back in the days, I didn't have that much dust, and it was very hard decision for me. Should I actually go and level up all the skills of this hero? Again, I was not so familiar with this hero, and yeah, I actually level up and maxed this hero. Further in the game, he helped me with my progression, and right now he's one of my top DPSs. I use this gear just because of this 25% critical damage, since I'm critical rate capped and so on. But in general, Khamet actually helped me in a lot of places. Of course, it's not only gear right one. Everywhere where you need AoE damage, it can be gear right one. Of course, here I think everywhere is actually. Right now it's not suggested Khamet, because we get presented with new heroes like Laser. I also have Laser, by the way. Not happy. I'm not happy with Laser. But Khamet was one of the recommended heroes back in the day, so yeah, he helped me a lot with my progression in the gear right one, where you definitely need something to do AoE damage. Most of the times it's just the mages, because the map by itself is actually having monsters that have less magic resist. I mean, you can use any type of monsters, but most of the monsters actually have more defense. Currently in the stage 19, no, but if we check stage 18, we're going to see most of the creatures actually. Okay, so I guess we have an update here, and the creatures have same defense and magic resist. But back in the days, all the creatures was having way more defense from magic resist, and it was very hard if you don't go with mages there. So Khamet helped me a lot there. Of course, in the promotional ride, I think is also a great pick, and it's not only there in the fractional trial. The basic trial that you have every day is also a great place for Khamet. He's even one of the suggested heroes. and I actually don't have heroes. I'll make just one fight just to show you the power of the Khamet and how he actually can single alone do the whole stages. Of course, for the rest of the places I will not go, just I'm going to explain, but yeah, Khamet is doing absolutely massive damage. And yeah, he's alone, because the rest of the heroes I'm going to use also Zeus right here on this corner, and I'm going to use Eona right here. Both of these two heroes don't have that much gear, if I remember correctly, and basically the Khamet is helping me in this fight to actually finish this fight and do the biggest damage here. He just two-shot a specific hero, just two-shot. So I'll not go over the whole battle, just it was just showing you what I mean by that. Of course, in the gear right one, you need Khamet, and there is one other specific place where the Khamet is doing crushing damage in Watcher of Realms. Now this hero is no joke, and this is of course also the tide. Now you want to have your tide to actually go further in the progress. Now I stuck on 124, but I didn't actually play. Even if I do it right now, there is a big chance I actually finish that. it's even medium. There is like, yeah, maybe I'll do it later, but here also Khamet is one of the main weapons in the tide. I'll also show you my little build about the tide. If we go in the tide talents, I just boost the magic attack damage. Magic attack increases by 30% because I know that those mages, especially Khamet, is doing crushing damage. Is basically killing everything what he see. That's why I just wanted to talk about the Khamet and the places he can be used. Also, how powerful this hero, because if you may actually have heroes that you may don't know and or don't realize how strong is these heroes, and Khamet is one of these heroes. So if you have him, definitely level up him. What counts the most in Watcher of Realms? Now this is very interesting question that I think everybody is going to point a different answer to this question. Some people is going to say stamina is the thing that's the most count in Watcher of Realms. Some people may say summoning crystals, stuff like this, but there is something that I find maybe after playing so much time Watcher of Realms, and the hidden truth about the thing that count the most in Watcher of Realms is actually the gear. If you have great gear, if you have legendary gear, you can make some stages with epic heroes, and I see a lot of time this is actually made by other heroes. Now maybe I'll go and make one video with doing, for example, stage 19 with the epic heroes, stuff like this. But if you don't have the heroes, I mean, if you don't have the gear, you cannot go further. I remember back in the days I was stuck on the stage 18. Maybe some of my viewers that is from long time with me and with my channel, they remember my struggles with the stage 19. It was absolutely painful struggles, and at this point I just decide, okay, I by the way, just to mention that I have Zeus, I have Khamet, I also have Lizard. I also have Lizard. I have this bad boy, Twin Head, Twin Field, whatever. And I was having also Valkyrie. I having also this hero. I was having very strong heroes. I mean, definitely with this hero, you should definitely kill stage 19. But I try over and over again. I remember one stream, I was sitting there, I was talking with the different peoples, and they give me some suggestion. It was big pain, but the moment I realized that the problem is not coming from the heroes, is actually coming from the gear, because in the internet you can find videos that is with people who is doing these stages with the epic heroes, and you have one of the best legendary heroes um, to fight this stage. And I think for everything, the most important thing, what count the most in your progression is actually the gear. Now, if you collect great gear for 3 or 4 heroes, you can get the biggest progression in the game, because that's how many heroes you're going to need. Even in the events we have presented with these heroes, you can actually do a huge amount of damage, because your damage is going to come from 2, 3 or 4 heroes. Not all heroes is going to be performed absolutely the same. So even if I check my guild boss, Nightmare 4, I did 7,600 and something, 7,600, and my damage is coming from these 4 heroes. This is Abomination, Arrogance, Valeria, and Rat. My Cyrus is so low on damage, and this is just because I don't have gear for him. Also, I don't have great wards for him. Now for the Nightmare Fraction, I have Theodore, I have Rat. Both of them is going to provide with great boosts. But yeah, even if I put some gear on the other heroes, they're going to perform absolutely insane. And I think this is maybe the most important thing in the whole game, is not actually what kind of heroes, looking for the new shiny heroes presented in the summonings. I think people should focus more on gear, and with this gear they can progress with their epic heroes far more further from this, to actually go and spend their whole gems they have, because gems are scarcity in Watcher of Realms, and if you're not careful with your gems, at some point you're going to lose your gems, or maybe you can use your gems for summoning. But I think the better opportunity is actually stamina, and trying to get the thing that counts the most in Watcher of Realms, and this is the gear. Every hero have gear, weapons, of course, rings, necklaces, and of course artifacts. Artifacts is also very important like the gear, because it's providing you with very interesting stuffs, like dealing damage has 40% chance to summon 1 shadow guard. This is absolutely one of my favorite fighter artifacts. But anyway, the thing I think count the most in Watcher of Realms is actually the gear. Abomination is one of my favorite heroes. Back in the days, I didn't actually watch that much over him, because he was from the fusion, and you know, most of the games is actually just giving you for example, 3 heroes is so they have less power. It can be epic hero, but most of the games that the heroes that is given the game give us for free is actually heroes that's not doing damage, it's not having good spells. I mean, this is not the first game I actually play, and back in the days when I actually summoned the Abomination, because my Abomination is not from the hero fusion, and Abomination is basically free to play, player friendly hero, because you can just do it with fusion, and you can get a legendary hero like this. And I was so like, okay, why this hero is for free? Is this hero basically that strong? Is he doing that much damage? And I put aside Abomination for specific time. At this point, I also get the other Nightmare hero, and that was Arrogance. Now, Arrogance was the hero that actually I count everything on him, because he's amazing. Arrogance is absolutely amazing. But I put aside Abomination. Right now is the hero that I have maybe one of my strongest gear and my biggest artifact. I have just one of these Wiling School artifact, and is on my Abomination, because yeah, I think Abomination is absolutely insane. And yeah, that was the moment that I start thinking about my Nightmare Fraction, is when I get Theodore, and also was having Rat. Before that, I was going only with Rat and Arrogance, but further, when I get Theodore, I start thinking to make a team with Nightmare Fraction heroes, and there is Abomination when he's shy, and I use him on a lot of places, especially one of the places that he helped me a lot. It was Gear Right 1. So if I go to Gear Right 1, I'll make one auto fight just to show you the damage Abomination is doing. And there is important things about the Abomination, maybe people that don't think about, and this is at some point his ultimate is going to be permanent, so it's going to have permanent ultimate. And for example, in the Gear Right 1, all these creatures is doing very solid damage. And if Abomination don't have a lot of HP, because ultimate is also increasing his HP, also ultimate is providing with stun, also ultimate is increasing his range. I mean, there is so beautiful things about the Abomination. Even though he is not looking that beautiful, but definitely this is one of the heroes that right now, when I have like maybe over 20 legendary heroes, I'm counting the most from on the Abomination. I think this is one of the best heroes in Watcher of Realms. Right now I'm testing him in the Gear Right 1. He's again with one of my best gear. Gear is very important for any hero. This is a must something. Now if you struggle with something and you have the heroes, the issue is with your gear, because in the Gear Right 1 I was trying all the things here. Right now my Eona don't even have a gear. She don't even have a gear, so right now only Khamet and the Abomination is doing the damage. And at the end of this fight I'm going to see how much damage. Normally sometimes Abomination outperform Khamet, sometimes Khamet outperform Abomination. Is depending if I switching the gears, but yeah, they're very close to do absolutely the same amount of damage. So we finished Gear Right 1. Victory. Perfect. Let's see the statistic. Abomination right now is doing like 7%, 8% more damage from my Khamet. And yeah, that's why I think Abomination is one of underrated heroes in Watcher of Realms. And definitely, if you have this hero, definitely level up him if you get some materials for the fusion. Of course, there's one hero that Abomination is asking for his fusion that you have to think twice about that, and this is Vortex. Now if you don't have Vortex at least one time, if you have him one time, don't go for this fusion. Vortex is one of the greatest healers in Watcher of Realms, so definitely save your Vortex. But if you have him 2 times, you can definitely put him and make a fusion and get a second time Abomination. Right now my Abomination is 2 times awakened, and I'm looking to awaken him 3 times. On the 3 times there is during the effect blah blah blah, increase the damage of the charges by 20%. This is absolutely insane, because at some point Abomination ultimate is becoming permanent. So yeah, guys, I guess this will be for this video. We test Abomination outperforming Khamet with 9%, 8%, sorry, 8%. And yeah, I guess this will be for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, hit one like, subscribe, and see you in the next video.